What's going on, everybody? It's Cody Steck here. We're back with another video talking about Saratoga Springs, which sits right here behind me. I found the highest point that I could get to easily to come out and film this intro for you. We're going to be talking about the pros and cons of living here in Saratoga, everything you need to know about why somebody would move here, why they might not want to move here, and what you're going to get for your money. We're going to talk about the sales prices, what we're seeing in the market right now, and just everything that you need to know about Saratoga. So obviously you can see that one of the reasons people move here is because of these amazing views that you can get from a lot of places here in Saratoga Springs. So just across the lake, this is Utah Lake. Just across there, you've got the Wasatch Front mountain range, and you're going to find Provo all the way down here. You're going to have Orem, American Fork, Pleasant Grove, all the way up into Lehigh up here, and then Salt Lake County is up north from there. So here on Saratoga Springs, you sit on the west side of Utah County. This is one of the most popular and fastest growing areas in all of Utah County, and probably even all of Utah, because of the amenities that you get here. You're still close to a lot of the things that you'd want to be close to, you know, close to the tech corridor, close to restaurants, close to Provo Orem, close to the airport. You know, you get a lot of those benefits without having to live actually right in town. So a lot of people come out here and they're willing to make the commute into town and make that trade-off, right? You can get a lot bigger house, a newer house, for less money out here. So just keep in mind that in 20 or 30 years, when there's a lot more traffic and people out here, that if you're going to be going into town, you know, it's going to take you longer at that point in time. Right now, it's not too bad. If you're trying to get over to Provo, it's about 30 minutes. If you're going into Lehigh, it's probably about 20 to 25, depending on where you're going and where you're starting. And if you're going into Salt Lake, you're probably about 45 minutes to get downtown from here. So really not too bad, but again, in 20 or 30 years, it's going to get worse, you know, as more people move into the area. So you might not be willing to make that trade-off at some point in the future. So anyway, we're going to show you a little bit about what it's like to live here in Saratoga Springs. If you're thinking about making that move here to Saratoga Springs, to Utah County, to Salt Lake County, or anywhere here along the Wasatch Front, make sure to get in touch with me. My information's here on the screen. Call me, text me, or email me anytime. I'd absolutely love to hear from you guys. I've had people from all across the world reach out, and I love talking to you. So make sure to reach out if you're thinking about moving here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well if you want to learn more about what it's like to live, eat, work, sleep, and play here along the Wasatch Front. You want to make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing, and you'll get notified when I release these new videos just like that. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. So first up, let's talk a little bit about why somebody would want to move out here to Saratoga Springs. Well, if you look at houses out here, you're going to find the first thing is that you get a lot more bang for your buck out here. You can get a brand new home with about 3,000 to 4,000 square feet, and you're going to spend, you know, maybe 400,000, maybe 500,000, maybe even a little bit less, just depending on how big of a home you want, how old it is, how nice it is, things like that. So one is bang for your buck. You definitely get more for your money out here. Number two is you're going to have a lot of amazing views like this, like we already talked about. And the third reason why people are going to move out here is because you've got a growing area that is going to have a ton of new amenities. It's really nice to live in an area where you've got all brand new homes. It just gives it a little bit of a different feel, especially if that's what you're going for. Now, that basically means that everybody's going to have a nice brand new house. There's not going to be any rundown houses on your street or anything like that. So that's one of the things that really draws a lot of people here to this area. Another couple reasons why somebody's going to love living here in Saratoga Springs is you've got these awesome walking paths just like this that are really easy to get around on. Next up, let's talk about some of the reasons why somebody wouldn't want to live here in Saratoga Springs. Well, as you can see, it's a little bit barren out here. There's a lot of trees like this that have been planted, but other than that, there's not a lot of natural trees or shrubbery for that matter. So you're going to be a little bit lacking there in the landscaping. A lot of it is man-made, which is going to be a turnoff for some people. Some other reasons why people won't want to live here is because you do have a bug problem. In the fall, you get a lot of mosquitoes that come here. Because you're so close to Utah Lake, you're going to get a lot of mosquitoes. So that's another reason why people don't want to live here. And I would also add that you're going to be a little bit far away from a lot of amenities. They've got some fast food restaurants, they've got some schools, the Costco just opened up here. But other than that, you don't have a ton of sit-down restaurants. You don't have a lot of those boutique shops or anything like that. So it's going to be a little bit lacking there, and that's going to be a turnoff for some people. And another thing that I should mention about what will be a turnoff for some people here is that you're going to have, very basic row type homes here. So you don't have the character, you don't have the uniqueness that you'll find in a lot of other neighborhoods. That's unfortunately one thing that Utah's kind of known for, is they just jam these houses in there as tight as possible. And, there's not a lot of space between them. A lot of them don't even have backyards or anything like that. So although they're new, although you can get a lot of house for your money, unfortunately you give up some of the space and privacy and the uniqueness of the home for that. Don't worry, if you want something a little bit nicer, you want something in the luxury, you can still find it here in Saratoga Springs. So let's talk a little bit about prices here. For single family homes, the median price right now is about $430,000, but it's important to note that homes on average are selling for 1 to 3% above that median price every single month. So if a home comes up on the market for $400,000, you can expect it to sell for anywhere from $404,000 to $412,000. So if you're looking at single family homes here, expect to pay a little bit more. And looking at townhomes and condos, those are selling for above the asking price as well. Those are selling for anywhere from 1 to 4% above the median price, and that current median price is about $280,000. So if you're looking in Saratoga Springs at this time, you're going to be looking at a very competitive market, and you're going to have to be prepared to offer a little bit more than what the asking price is. One other thing I should note about Saratoga Springs is that it is known for getting a lot of wind. Even though it's super quiet today, it is known as a space that's going to get a lot of wind and a lot of breeze on most days. So during summer, this can be nice to have a little bit of a breeze, but it can cause for some uncomfortable weather, when the winds get really bad. One other thing to note about Saratoga is that your main road here in the city is Redwood Road. That's going to be your main access road, whether you're going north or you're going south, and it kind of cuts right through the middle of town. So this is the road I'm driving on right now, so let's give you a look. So guys, that wraps up our video here on Saratoga Springs. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to give me a thumbs up on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and possibly even consider sharing this with a friend or family member who you've been telling about your plans to move to Utah. I really appreciate you watching. If you're thinking about moving here, make sure to call me, text me, or email me. Like I said, I absolutely love it when you guys reach out, and I would love to hear from you as well. With that being said, I'll catch you in the next one.